Hi folks, welcome to Take 10, the daily art challenge where I, Nathan, set aside 10 minutes to draw every day. Today what I'm doing on Take 10 is I'm going back over a drawing I did for Take 10 earlier, sort of a wintry version of something like Dobby from Harry Potter. It started out as kind of a joke, that's what it looked like, but I think that is pretty much what it looks like, so I'm going to call it that. I've done markers on toned paper here. I'm just going back over it with some colored pencils for some detail. And I'll have some more markers here to hit it with for emphasis. Just wanted to sort of get in there and do some adjustments. Add some more tonal variation. You don't get to see a lot of that with the markers unless you use various shades of one color. This was all done with one marker, so there was only so much variation in tone you can get with one marker. Some veins in those ears. We can see the Hobbit, the Hobbit finale today, the last movie of the Lord of the Rings stuff. Pretty good. It's kind of hard bar to reach, I guess. Not quite as entertaining as the other movies. It bothered me a little bit that the death of the dragon would be your opener. You know, it's kind of a big deal in the books, and it's sort of a big deal in the whole story and the world, so it happens. I hope I'm not spoiling anything here, but you knew it was going to happen in the movie. It happens a little sooner in the movie than I expected to. It just feels like there should have been a little more to it. But hey, that's my opinion. And I don't like spoiling things for other people, so I'm not going to say any more about that. But that's what I did today, and that's why I'm thinking about a little house elfie goblin type guy here. Last episode, as you probably saw, did a digital painting tribute to one of my favorite artists that I've personally met. Not personally, well, not literally, but online. Virtual hangout kind of thing. Ryan Whedon, great guy. I keep going on about it. But the reason I brought that up is because I wanted to mention last time, due to technical difficulties with my main equipment, I ended up doing the entire show, everything up to posting the video, on my tablet, which is kind of cool because I wasn't sure I could pull it off. But the whole thing's a Windows tablet, so I should have known it would be software would be possible. But to be able to run Photoshop and this video capture software at the same time, be able to generate a file quality high enough to put up on YouTube and not have any stuttering in the playback or anything, it's pretty good. I'm kind of impressed. And happy, because I was concerned I wasn't going to be able to get the video out, or I was going to have to do something different than usual. I did not want to do a handheld phone video because those are usually only done for emergency type situations. I feel like I want to do better quality videos than that. Because I can't give my all when I'm trying to draw with one hand. Add in a little fur here. Been getting back into a lot of my old childhood hobbies this last month or so. I actually bought a British magazine, British horror film magazine. I used to read stuff like Fangoria all the time. I used to want to be a special effects makeup artist when I was younger, when the planet was still cooling. But yeah, the industry kind of got kicked in the butt when CGI started out. And now it's considered honorable to do practical effects, but now that digital is actually cheaper in some cases, you don't see a lot of practical effects, which is a shame because they can do some serious cool stuff, some really believable, interesting stuff. There's a new Jurassic Park movie coming out, and I'm sad to say there's probably not a whole lot of practical effect in it, although the directors are saying they'll be able to do more. But the opening trailer has some CGI in it when it wasn't necessary, so that doesn't give me very much confidence that they're leaning towards practical for everything. Like in the original movie, it was quite a lot was practical. It didn't seem like it. I love that about it. We'll see. We'll see how they go. I'm kind of interested in the Marvel movies lined up for next year. It's gonna be a good deal. I'm looking for that Marvel stuff to come out. I'm really looking forward to Doctor Strange movie. There was a really crappy TV movie in the 70s that I love. Not because of any merits of it, trust me, but it has fond memories for me. And it was, it was a superhero character on TV. I couldn't believe it. Felt the same way about the crappy 70s Spider-Man movies, and there's even a Captain America movie too. All pretty bad, as you might imagine. I'm not sure why I'm talking about these movies today, but I used to watch movies all the time, and now I have little time to do anything. Although today, my girlfriend and I did, like I said, get to see the Hobbit film, and we actually just sat and watched Chef, which is one of my favorite recent films. So that's good. It's all been about movies today, which is excellent. That makes me happy. Let's see. In that spirit, I think today's inspirational artist will be... I'm going to have to go with Rick Baker. Rick Baker's a legendary special effects guy. It's hard to say... He's probably not the most influential special effects guy ever, but since Harryhausen, probably the most well-known. Most of the people big in special effects now were Rick Baker fans. They grew up watching his movies. That's what made them want to do special effects. He's a tiny bit before my time as far as movies go themselves, but there's no denying the impact he had on the people that I have loved watching. So, Rick Baker is my inspirational artist for today. I think it's important that these inspirational artists not just be visual artists. I find a lot of stuff inspiring, as I think everyone should. Can't live in a bubble, even a really comfortable bubble. Because unless the bubble's the whole world, eventually you're going to have to get out of it, and if you're not used to that, things can get very hard very fast. Just kind of noodling around here. Just wanted them to be furry. Kind of a weird, paunchy, sort of scrawny thing, like Gollum. Again, from the Hobbit movie stuff. I just love that stuff, man. I love science fiction, fantasy. I love those movies. I love when you see things in movies that you can't see in real life, but they still seem totally believable. I like to do that with my art too. I like to do, I guess you'd call it surrealist humor. Like I might draw like I do a lot of monsters, so I might do like a bloodthirsty, ravening monster destroying a village or something. And it'd be terrible, and it'd be scary, but he'd have like a party hat on. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Just crazy stuff. Or like a picture of a baby punching out a dragon. Bizarre things. Things where you have to wonder to yourself, what is this guy thinking? I like that kind of thing. I like people having no idea where I'm coming from sometimes. It's a pretty common occurrence. Hey, if no one's going to understand me, I want it to be on my terms. Darker blue. These are just plain old color pencils. They are Prismacolors, but they're like the cheap kind. So I just use whatever I can get my hands on, really. I did, as I've said in the other videos, I did lay out quite a bit of cash for these expensive cartooning pencils and comic book pencils, blue line pencils. And I have some really decent brush pens and things. But as far as colored pencils go, I don't have like a full set of Prismacolors or anything. I don't use it that often. It's very nice for touching up things like this, though. I don't even have a full set of Copics, whatever you want to call them. The markers, the nice markers. I've got a few of them, and I've got several types of markers kind of mixed into my collection, but I don't have a full set of anything, really. I kind of end up just getting individual ones when I need them for certain things. I guess that's amateurish. Maybe since I'm trying to be a pro, I should try to focus more on right tool for the job kind of mentality, but I think it's more important to learn to use what I have in all aspects of this. Do the best I can with what I have already. There have been plenty of times I wanted to buy a new tablet. I want the Cintiq companion tablet so badly. But I already have a Windows-based tablet, and I already have an Android-based tablet. And I use both of them all the time. And until I can make some money at art, I feel like I shouldn't be spending so much. Because I have to work really hard to get money. And it's at jobs that I don't like, so I would rather have the time off those jobs and not have the money so that I can work on artwork. And then when and if I start making some money with art, I'm making a little now, but like some real money, like as a job, then maybe we can talk about tablets, more toys. But not until then. And I know this will surprise everyone who knows me or thinks they know me. I'm taking a mature outlook of this, but sometimes I can be mature. Just don't like it. I don't know why my monsters are always pouting. It seems like they are, though. Maybe because I'm always pouting. Usually the big chunky monsters are me. The scrawny little goblin-ish guys are not so much me. Usually quite a bit more evil looking in this guy too. He just looks like a little creature. Actually, yeah, he looks a little bit like Creature from Harry Potter. Except covered in hair. I called this one a Dobby In Winter because I thought that was funny. Well, it's got some definition now. It's going to give it a little more life. You'll notice when you add in the red, all this blue, you put in just the tiniest bit of red. It stands out like a beacon. If I hit it just right on top of the blue, I get like the color mix, because these pencils are pretty good. Get like a color blend. Now let's see. I also got this Faber-Castell Polychromos pencil, which is supposed to be one of the best colored pencils on the market. I've been using this for whites, mostly. It is good. I'm so tempted to just white out those eyes completely. I think I'm going to put more color in there. I do want this to look like flesh, and no fur on his face, so do that with the highlights. I was just thinking, I was going to give some tips on colored pencil and lighting and stuff like that, but every time I give a tip, I'd like to give a disclaimer here that every time I give a tip, it's just my opinion that based on what I'm learning here. If you know better, then by all means, don't take this as an advocacy of something that you don't do. For the most part, well, not entirely, but for a lot of the things I do here, this is only the very few times I've done it so far. I like to experiment with these drawings, especially. So if I come across as evangelizing about something, it's not my intention. Usually it's like, hey, if I do this, this happens. Check this out. I just found out this. You can do highlights with a white colored pencil. Things like that. I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to say that I know how to do this well enough to teach everybody else. Not this. There are some things I'm pretty confident in. basic stuff. But anyway, now that I have the tablet set up so I can do the entire thing, do the drawing, make the video, and render everything on that one tablet, the only problem I have is the battery life. Otherwise I could do these things on the road. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be nice to record a video of myself doing the work while on the way to my job. That'd be kind of impressive to me. I was talking to somebody at work, at my job actually, about art. They were saying that they'd like to make art, but they find it exhausting. And the bad drawings they're doing are disappointing to them, disheartening. They don't see the point of doing the art when it's just going to be bad stuff that they make. And I was trying to find some way to encourage them and make them realize that the bad stuff is just sort of like signposts on the way to getting better. They just didn't like the idea that there was something bad that they produced. That was sort of the result of their efforts. But like I told this person, don't want to name names, but she's a great person. I really like her. She's cool to work with, and I hope she can make the stuff she likes to make and get enjoyment out of art, or whatever it is she likes to do, without this fear. But like I was trying to tell her, you have to be willing, more than willing, to fail in your own eyes. And I say in your own eyes because you'll fail in other people's eyes too. There'll be people who tell you that you're no good at whatever it is. There'll be people who tell you need to give it up, probably. Trying to, and that might mean well. Maybe they're telling you should give it up because they don't think you can make a living at it, or maybe they tell you that you should give it up because they don't want you to be hurt when the outcome they see happening happens. But they don't have what you need to do this stuff. They can't make you good enough to fix the problems they see, right? People telling you that you need to be better is only good in so much that it actually, if you don't happen to know that. Someone tells you, hey, you're not good enough at something, and you already felt like you weren't good enough at something, then what they're telling you is useless. Just discard it. It means nothing. It's just information you already had. You can ask them to clarify. Maybe they can help out with that. But if they're not willing to give you something concrete to work on, then their opinion is not worth anything. Besides, they're not doing the work. What matters is, are you going to get back in there and produce more stuff? It comes down to how much you make. I mean, you can't learn to do something just by studying how to do it. You have to do it. You can learn how something works that way. I can go over theory all day on anatomy or lighting or whatever. I can read books. I can watch videos. That I do. But until I get in there and start scratching on a piece of paper or smearing paint across a canvas or whatever, it doesn't matter. Anything you store in your mind is only as good as you can use it, so get in there and use it. And if you do that, I think you'll find that you get better as you go, no matter how badly you start or think you start. It'll get better. That's the only way to get better. So don't feel bad if you're going to make crap. Don't feel bad if you try really hard and all you make is crap. I told her, look, just keep like a drawing a month. And then in 3 months, lay those 3 drawings out side by side. Keep what you think is the best drawing you can do in the month of the whole, drawing all the time, draw as much as you can. And then keep the best one for that month. Do that for 3 months. Lay those drawings out and see what you got. I guarantee you, whatever else happens, you'll see a progression. You'll either see overall quality increasing, you'll see or you'll see like a direction that you're leaning towards, like the kind of subject matter or style or something coming through that seems to be you. You'll see something. You'll see something worth looking at. You just can't, you simply can't judge by one drawing. The other people will try to judge you by one drawing, but it doesn't, the opinion of other people only matters if you're trying to get something from them for your art. Like a job, or information on how to get better. If that's what you're after, then yes, their opinions matter. But not if they tell you something you already know. I mean, you know, you're never going to love your art as much as someone else might. And there's always going to be someone out there that will like your art. There's going to be somebody who loves art and wants to make art and is not as good at it as you. Eraser, try this. So, you know, you can get out there with what you have, and you'll find somebody will appreciate it. It doesn't have to be you. That's great. If you're doing stuff that you're happy with, that's excellent. I don't see how it's possible. Certainly not sustainable. But yeah, go for that. As long as it doesn't keep you from growing. As long as you're able to keep going. By all means. Enjoy the fact that someone enjoys your stuff. Just hitting this with the other marker now. A little more color in here to bounce that lip. You notice the, you might not be able to see this detail, but you notice the wax from the colored pencils is acting as a resist to the marker. Some of it's disappearing, some of it's staying. And the parts that are staying are usually the plain old Prismacolor colored pencils. It's getting washed off the surface by the alcohol in the marker. That white one, though, the wax-based one apparently, seems to stick pretty well. It looks dead. Pale blue with red around your eyes makes you look dead. Just to let you know for future reference. Also, you notice the warm color in the shadows, in this case, shows up pretty well. Makes the shadows thicker, denser. Use a complementary color for shadows and you'll find that happens. That was kind of why I chose blue for the marker in the first place. I wanted them to stand out against the background. Alright, I am almost certain that I should be asleep now. About 10 minutes is done. So I have to leave this for now, but not done with this yet. I will return. Until then, if you want to make art, do so. Don't let anything stop you, even yourself, especially yourself. You should check out a decent flick. Watch your favorite movie again if that's all you got. Or if you want to start something new, then pick something that looks halfway interesting and give it a shot. And if you're interested in special effects and the history of special effects, check out Rick Baker. You'll be happy that you did. And as far as the channel, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, disliking, commenting, whatever it is you guys did. I appreciate all the support. Take care and keep making stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.